Hi everyone. Today I just wanted to talk about how sometimes God calls us to try again, right? Sometimes we tried something and it didn't work out the way that we thought it would or thought it should, and it kind of paralyzed us to try again because we're scared of what happened. We're scared that maybe it's not going to work again, right? What if I fail again, right? So we're kind of paralyzed to even try, right? I was thinking about that, and the Holy Spirit brought the story of with Peter and the fishermen, whereby they went out and they were fishing, and they caught nothing, and they're professional fishermen, right? They didn't get anything, but Jesus came and Jesus told them, okay, cast your nets out again, right? They could have said, oh, we tried already, we didn't catch anything. We know how these waters are, we're professionals here, we've been doing this for how long, it doesn't make any sense for us to try again, right? But they decided, despite what happened in the past, despite whatever failures they encountered, that they were gonna at Jesus' word, they were gonna try again, right? They were gonna give it another try, right? And they did. And when they did, they caught a lot of fish. Their nets couldn't even hold the fish, right? They had to get help because of so much fish that they got, right? What if they had just said, we're not gonna try again because we tried already, we're tired and we don't want to do this again, right? What if they had said that, right? They would not have caught the fish that they did, right? So sometimes God calls us to try that thing again, whether it be applying for something, a new initiative that you had, maybe you ask them permission for something, you're applying for a loan or whatever it is, right? Maybe God may be calling you to try again, right? To just try again. At His word, just do it, right? Even though when you look around you see the same circumstances that you saw when you did it before, and it seems like, okay, what's going to be the difference this time, right? Trust Him, right? Trust what He's leading you to do, right? Knowing that He knows what He's doing. And the next thing that the Holy Spirit taught me is that sometimes we look at the past situation or that thing that happened that didn't work out, and we think that, okay, that was just wasted, right? Like, why did you have me do it? Or, we did it because we believed that God led us to do it, but then it didn't work out the way that we thought it should. So it's like, it could not have been God, right? But I've learned that, sometimes God does, tell you to do something, and then, it doesn't work out the way you thought it would have. It doesn't mean that it didn't work out the way that it was supposed to, right? That, it didn't accomplish the purpose that it was supposed to accomplish, right? It's not always about things working out. Like, let's say, for example, right, a good example is applying for something, right? You apply for this thing and you expect that, okay, if you felt led to do it, then you should get it, right? But then you don't get it, and you feel like, okay, then why did you tell me to apply, right? But it could be that maybe God is trying to show you an area in your life that you need to work on, right? Maybe God is trying to develop perseverance in you, right? There's so many things that God could be teaching you through that experience, right? It doesn't always have to be a case of, right, if God is telling you to do something, that it's gonna work out this specific way, because we have our own idea of how it's supposed to work out, and if it doesn't work out that way, then it didn't work, right? But I just wanted to encourage you that sometimes, when you try something, it doesn't work out the way that you thought it should have, doesn't mean that it wasn't part of God's plan for you, right? And He didn't lead you to do it, right? And again, yes, you gotta check in with God and see, God, is this where you want me? And make sure that you're being led by God, right? But what I've learned is that sometimes God does lead you to do something, and then doesn't make you get it, or it doesn't work out the way you think it should have, right? But then you learn lessons from it, things that help you to develop, and then God might come back around and say, all right, try again, right? And this time, you are gonna get it, right? And sometimes you are scared to try again because you're scared that, okay, what if I don't get it again, and all that. But just trust His guidance. At the end of the day, the key thing is to trust Him, right? Trust that you don't understand it all, that lean not to your own understanding, like it says in Proverbs, right? trust in God. In all your ways acknowledge him, he shall direct your path. Like, God, I'm going into this thing, I'm going to do this thing because I believe you're leading me to do it, and then surrender it to him, right? Don't go into it saying it has to come out this way, and if it doesn't, then God, you know what, I'm done. Trust that there's something in there for you to gain. His word says all things work together for good to those who love the Lord, are called according to their purpose. So there's some good that comes out of it, right? Even if you learn that, okay, next time I'm not going to do that again, right? There's some good that comes out of it, right? So I just wanted to encourage you that maybe, right, you know what God is talking to you about, but maybe he's leading you to try again, right? And even if you tried before, you didn't, I'm not going to say you didn't succeed. I'm saying it didn't work out the way you thought it would have, right? Because success can look different ways, right? And I'm learning that, right? Even if it doesn't look the way that you think it should have, it didn't work out the way you think it should have, right? You got to trust that, you know what, okay, God didn't allow me to go through this just for nothing, right? There has to be something that he's teaching me, and if you can't see it, just ask him, God, what is it that you want to teach me through this experience, right? Help me to learn, right? So this experience is not wasted. Anyway, I just wanted to encourage somebody with that, that sometimes you just gotta cast your nets again, right? And that story, you can find it in John chapter 21. Yeah, John chapter 21. You can find that story. But yes, sometimes God is calling us to try again, right? Even though we might think I've tried many times and it's failed, why should I even try again? Just at his word, just trust him, basically, right? It all comes down to you trusting God, right? Because we're not gonna know it all. We're not gonna have everything, all the details and so on, and God is not going to give us all the details, right? He wants us to learn to trust him, right? So he's going to put you in a situation whereby, you don't have all the details, but you have to choose to trust him. It's a choice, right? You got to choose to trust him, knowing that his will for you, his plan for you is good and not evil, right? So you know that he's not going to harm you. I'm not saying that he's not going to put you through painful situations, but he's not going to harm you, right? So if he tells you to do something and you probably looking at this thing and this thing looks so dangerous to you, right, but he's telling you to do it, you gotta trust that, what, he knows what he's doing, right? Like, think about the Israelites and them coming to the Red Sea, right? And they couldn't see any way out, right? But God made a way, right? He made a way because he is God. At the end of the day, he's God, right? So we may be looking at that situation that looks totally impossible because we can't begin to think of any solution or any way out, right? But God can make a way. If he led you there, you can trust that he went before you. He thought of everything. He thought of, okay, when she gets here, she's gonna need to get across here. She's gonna need this. She's gonna need that. He's thought of everything, even the things that you probably didn't realize that you would need, right? So you just gotta trust him. All right, I just wanted to encourage somebody with that today, and pray you have a blessed rest of the day or evening, whatever time you're watching. All right, thank you, and see you in my next video. Bye.